This is Rat Pack Radio, the internet radio station that brings you everything from the top hits of music.
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
To Sports Talk Radio.
With the first pick in the 2016 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Jared Goff, quarterback, California.
We are here for you, WRPR Rat Pack Radio. Come join the pack. Download the WRP Rat Pack Radio app on Google Play, BlackBerry, and the Apple Store. If you're streaming, you can stream us on TuneIn.com, Web Radio Central, or RatPackSports.com/RatPackRadio. The Underground, discovering hidden talent worldwide. Playing daily on Rat Pack Radio, WRPR. Come join the pack.
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to...
You're listening to the Rat Pack Sports Show live on Rat Pack Radio, WRPR.
It's new, it's fresh, it's a slam dunk!
You're listening to Rat Pack Sports Show on WRPR Rat Pack Radio.
Blue, you're my boy! A genius. A man who has a reputation to be the best at what he does.
You see, a man has to realize his limitations. You don't know me, and you don't know what I'm capable of.
That was a heck of an effort.
This house is a prison, and the galaxy of this sucks.
Are you free enough?
That is over. When I say it is over, I will massacre you.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Are you not entertained?
I'd say in a given week, I probably only do about 15 minutes of real, actual work.
That's how I roll.
Offensive!
Hello? You play to win the game.
There's a drive! Way back! It might be! It could be! Yeah!
This is my favorite part coming up right now.
Watch your tongue or have it cut from your head.
All right. Rat Pack Sports Show. We are back. We are live. Wednesday night, Rat Pack Radio, WRPR, streaming online, RatPackSports.com, and also the Rat Pack Radio, WRPR app. We're in the building for another week, bringing you the best in sports talk and entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the eve of what it's going to be a pretty good 6 months. It is called the American version of football. We are here, and we are going to have some fun tonight. William Griggs will be joining us shortly. I currently have Mr. Boss Hog, Sean Naylor on the line with us now. And we're going to get into this quick because that's what we got to do. It's a little bit of a late start, but that's okay. We're still going to bring you the best sports talk show, even better than those people that keep trying to team other people up with Skip Bayless. But man, I'm not saying anything. What's going on, Boss Hog?
Oh, nothing. Just getting ready, just hitting the road back from on the way back to Colorado Springs from Denver for football practice, and just get ready to watch the old Yale NFL and ball out for 5 months.
So before, I mean, we're gonna talk a lot. Listen, this past weekend, it ain't too many times early on in the football season of college football that I'm really paying attention to a whole lot. But there was a particular game that struck my interest, and I said, you know what, I'm going to watch this game from start to finish, and that's what I did. I didn't turn the channel, not one single time, not even through a commercial. That was watching Colorado and the TCU game, and what I know everybody says this. This is the same thing everybody says. Oh, it's early in the season, and let's see if they can continue this run, or play this way for the next 10, 12 games. Okay, I understand.
I'm not buying the hype yet.
Well, I'm buying the hype only for one reason. We hype up all these other schools, and they continue to disappoint and not show up year after year. And the only reason I'm buying the hype is this is a one win team last season. They lost to this same team last season by 50. And you come back.
I get all that. I get what you're saying. I gotta see a better defensive performance out of them before I buy the hype.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't care about the defense. It's college.
They can't outscore everybody. 45.
No.
They can't outscore everybody every week.
No, they can't. And to be fair, TCU offensively, they've been running the numbers up for quite a bit. So I wasn't expecting Colorado to go out there and shut down TCU. Just do enough, because TCU is going to score a lot of points on a lot of teams. So just get the stops when you need them. And as that team and that defense continue to mature, continue to grow, continue to, be coached the way that they need to be coached to improve, the defense will catch up. But early on in the season, your offense should be ahead of your defense, especially on the team that's been reconstructed. Like, 80-plus new players from the year before. Your defense is going to struggle early on, but the offense should be a step ahead. And right now, the offense is way ahead. And I'm going to say this. Another reason why I'm buying the hype is, okay, I believe 100% in coaching makes a difference. And what Deion has shown, what he did at Jackson State in a short amount of time, with his coaching and his mentorship, his father-like demeanor towards these kids, you can't discredit that, and you can't say, well, coaching matters, man. And I think he has a way to reach across to these kids to where they buy in, and they buy in quickly. And that's a big deal. When you got, you got some of the best players from around the country in the recruiting class, turning down NIL money to play for you. That's a big deal. And
that's a major deal. And I'm not saying that Deion. I mean, I've said that Deion will turn the program around, and I said that CU will be talked about as a national championship team within the next 3 years. I've said that.
Yeah.
I'll go on record. I'll go on record saying that. I just can't buy. I can't buy into this after one game. Now, I mean, you still got to play the likes of USC.
Yep.
You still got to play the likes of Utah. You still got to play the likes of Oregon. those are going to be your three toughest teams in the Pac-12 that you have to face. If you're the slightest bit competitive against those teams, then I can start buying the hype. But until I see you play those teams and what you do against those teams, whether if your defense shows up, if your offense shows up, if you go to USC, and I think they go to USC and play them this year, it's not in Boulder. So if you go to USC and you go in there and it's a shootout with Shadur and Caleb Williams, I mean, that is what it is. But I don't, until this defense shows me something, because Nebraska is going to pound and pound and pound and pound against them, which if TCU would have pounded the ball a few more times, I think TCU, we would be talking a different story, I think. And TCU got away from their run game a little bit there later in the game, and I mean, yeah, it brought him back, it got him back in the game, it started going back and forth. The aerial assaults on both squads took over, but I think if TCU would have stuck with the ground game a little bit longer, I think we would be talking a little bit different here, because that CU defense could not stop the run. And
no, they're a little bit light. They're a little bit light in the light up front. That's for sure. They're not as they're not big up front defensively, and if you're gonna have that speed factor that they're looking for up front, I'll take it to the old days of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense when we had Warren Sapp and those guys up front. We were one of the smaller defensive fronts in the league because we went for the speed factor. And even then, if you were going to beat us, you was running the ball right up, right at us. That was one of our weak points. But, it's one of those things where it's just they're going to have to figure it out. I mean, but my response to the game ain't about the win. It's more or less of how they looked. So even if Colorado would have lost that game, I would have had the same. I'd have had the same response, because I was looking at the way the team was performing from a coaching standpoint, and just how hard they were playing and how disciplined that group was as a whole. That's long run, that's going to have a big effect. Short term wise, I'm not expecting them to be in the conversation for a national title. Even with this win, I still only expect them to get about between 4 to 6 wins. But
I don't know. I mean, they could run off 3 or 4 before they face Oregon. I think Oregon's going to be their first big test, and we'll see. But I mean, they jumped into the top 25 after this win.
They did? I see. I haven't even paid attention to it.
I was looking at something and I saw that they were ranked 22nd.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, that's a little bit. Well, and here's the thing, folks. This was This is where I don't like this whole ranking system early in the season. And if I had anything to do with the way they ranked, I wouldn't put out a ranking until about week 6, because we know for a fact a 1-win Colorado team was sitting around 90th in the country.
Yeah, there's no way that they went from that far unranked that deep,
Yeah.
down up to 22 in the
There's
country.
no way. There's no
But-
way.
I mean, but yeah, I was looking at one website. I was following, checking out game lineups and stuff for the upcoming weekend, and it said that they were ranked 22nd, and I was like, no way.
No. I mean, let me verify this. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure because I haven't heard anything on like the major networks of them talking about Colorado jumping into the top 25. But then again, I haven't really been, paying attention to the rankings. So I'm going to go and check this and see. I just don't see. I'm like you. I don't see how they could jump that many spots. If that's the case, then that would mean TCU more than likely would drop completely out of the top 25, which they did. So, yeah, bruh.
They are ranked.
They are ranked. No. They're setting the Colorado fan base up for failure. There's no way they should be ranked already. There's no way. There's no way. I mean, before this week, they didn't even have one vote for like an honorable mention in that list of others receiving votes. There's no way they was in that.
Right.
They were unranked and won one game last season, so you can't come into the next season before they release the first top 25 and be ranked or even in the conversation. So this is bullcrap.
Duke jumped into the top 25 after beating Clemson.
Yeah, and Clemson dropped down to 25, and they were in the top 10, right? Weren't they in the top 10? Oh, no, 16.
And then they lost to Duke, who was unranked. Duke was unranked.
Yeah, I don't see. No, it's too early. It's just too early for all this ranking, and it's too early for this stuff, man. Like, give it a couple weeks. Yeah, I'm happy, about the way the Colorado looked, but
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy the way they look too. I mean, I think Shedeur Sanders is the real deal. I think Travis Hunter is, off the chain.
Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah.
To play 112 snaps in a college football game is, it's unheard of.
And it's one thing to do it and be okay or be good, but he's an elite wide receiver and he's an elite cornerback. And
Correct.
In that game, he displayed on both sides of the ball why he's regarded as one of the top. I mean, he was one of the highest recruited players in the country anyway. And then he came out and proved why he was one of the highest recruited players, two-way players in the country by making plays on both sides of the ball. And the interception that he caught.
That changed the game.
There's no quarterback that's not going to make that throw. That was not a bad throw. That was not a bad read.
No, it was a good read. It was a good throw. It was a great play.
So that guy there is.
You can't.
He's
the thing is, with him playing 100 snaps at ball game.
Yeah.
Can he stay healthy?
Yeah, that's gonna be a thing. Like in the bigger games, the bigger opponents, maybe you throw them out there, for those type of snap counts. But then in those other games where you may not need them as much, back off of him a little bit so he could be fresher for the bigger games. That's what I would do. But with the way that Dion is looking at it, long as this young man is feeling good, he's gonna put him out there. And the guy throwing him the football was probably the most out of everything. In week 1, he was probably the most impressive player in the whole country in week 1 because this guy, rarely do you watch a whole football game, and he threw about 40 passes, somewhere around there.
I think he threw 46 to me. I think it had 46 passes is what they threw.
Okay. So 46 passes.
And he had over 500 yards.
500 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 4 or 5 touchdowns. He had 4 receivers with 100 yards. And I'm not even joking when I say I've never watched a football game where a quarterback threw the ball that many times and I didn't see one bad read.
No, he didn't make a bad read. I mean, he had no pick. He had no picks. Usually when you make a bad read, you throw a pick.
I mean, his decision-making was off the charts. His accuracy was off the charts. And before I heard this little bit of information, I was already thinking this in my head. I didn't know this before I found out. But while I was watching this young man play the ball and move around in the pocket, watching his feet, watching his throwing motion and how, the timing on his balls and the accuracy, I'm not even lying, bro. I said to myself, this man looks like Tom Brady in the pocket. I said this, and then about 5 minutes later, the announcer said Tom Brady had been mentoring Shedeur Sanders, and I said, man, you can see it. You can see it, bro. When you're watching this man throw the ball, you can see Tom Brady. I'm not saying he's going to be Tom Brady or his career is going to end up like Tom Brady, but the mannerisms, the pocket presence, everything that we marveled Tom Brady for in his 20-plus years career, this man was doing it. So he had to be really mentoring. He really mentoring this guy, not just, hey, I can call this guy up and ask him questions. No, this Tom Brady has been working with this man relentlessly because they look too similar in the pocket.
So Dion has had 3 guest coaches at CU. He's had Michael Irvin.
Yeah, I seen that video. I saw the video with Irvin.
He had Warren Sapp.
Yep.
And he's had Tom Brady.
See, that one never been under wraps because they showed Warren Sapp.
And you know what else that they have with Tom Brady? Shedeur Sanders has an NIL deal with Brady. He's the spokesperson for TB12 clothing.
Really?
Yes.
Oh man. Protege.
I mean, you're not speaking from your gums. Your gums aren't just flapping because you're trying to talk this kid up. No, this kid is actually being mentored by Tom Brady.
He's took every single bit of information from Tom Brady and applied it because, dude, you could probably put a side by side of Shedeur and Brady in the pocket, and they probably look like twin brothers.
Aren't they roughly the same size? I mean, Shador might be a little smaller.
Yeah,
frame,
I don't.
I think
Yeah.
they're height-wise, I think they're about the same size, aren't they?
Brady is what, 6'5", 6'4"?
6'4", 6'4 1/4", something like that.
All right, so Shador is 6'2".
Shador is 6'2"?
Yeah, he's 6'2". So I mean, 2 inches ain't a big deal. I mean,
no.
So same size. I mean, 215. What's Brady about? 220, maybe. He might weigh more than Brady.
Maybe.
Brady might be a little bit smaller than 215.
I don't know if he might have played a little bit smaller. I don't know if he is anymore.
Yeah, I would say about 220. I would say Brady was playing weight was probably around about 220. Let's see.
I would say he played at 220.
Tom Brady. Now why how come they don't? I pulled up Shador's weight. Okay, so Brady is trying to see what his playing weight is.
What's his current weight?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to look. I can't even. What? Tom Brady. Here we go. 225. So 10 pounds heavier.
So Shador's at 215?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad, I mean, it's an awesome comparison. It's I agree with you. The kid you can tell that he's taking what Tom is feeding him, and he's eating it, and he's digesting it, and it's setting in. So, I mean, you're right about him being the best college football player on the weekend. I just hope, as a Colorado fan, that, like I said, I'm not buying the hype yet. I want to see a couple more games, and I want to see that defense get better. If that defense can get better,
yeah,
then I can buy into the hype.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you at all. I mean, it is just one game. I'm kind of looking at it from a different standpoint of my hype is about the development of the group in a short amount of time. So that lets me know.
And I'll buy that hype.
Yeah.
I will buy that hype because Primetime can coach. Dion can coach.
Yeah. And another thing, what in the first quarter of the game, you saw the discipline of that group on display. How they were almost like, just moving as one unit. Offensively, they was at a high pace. You didn't see any penalties, no false starts, no holding penalties. They did nothing to shoot themselves in the foot at all the whole game. The offense was just octane, just high octane, fast pace. Substitutions was quick. You didn't see a whole lot of extracurricular stuff going on with the players. They made their plays. They went back to the huddle. Next play, it's just stuff like that I'm watching in the middle of the game that's happening. That lets me know that Colorado is in a good spot. Whether it take 2 years or 3 years for them to really get in that conversation of national championship. That's obviously going to take some time. I don't expect them to pull off a miracle this season. Now, I'm not saying anything can happen. You got to play the games, but that man can coach, man. And what I like about Deion is when it's go time, when it's time to lock in, them boys lock in. But at the same time, he's still prime time, and he still has fun with the group and can be loose with the group and be himself, and yet still have one of the more disciplined programs that we've seen. And he did the same thing at Jackson State. So that's a talent that not a lot of coaches know how to figure out that part. You're either too rough, too hard on them, or you're too loose. You're not never really. You don't find that fine point to where you got the balance, and the players they know the line they can and can't cross, even though the coach is who he is, and maybe that's something only prime time can pull off because it's not many. You don't see that a whole lot. And I appreciate that as a coach myself. I mean, Boss Hall, you've been a coach, so you understand that balance you got to have where you want to keep the game fun for your kids, but at the same time, you want to have that discipline that it needs to go out there and be great. And Deion said
100%.
He's figured that out. He's figured that out.
Yeah, he has, and it's a hard line to try to figure out as a coach. I mean, there's times where where I still feel like my old school ways from back when we were playing ball, where you could grab a face mask and get directly in a kid's face, and if you
can't do that.
So vocal, and I mean, you can't do that anymore. I mean, I growing when I was coaching, when I was first coming through the coaching ranks, when I was in college, man, that's how you got in a kid's. That's how you got inside a kid's brain, was you grabbed his face mask and you just ripped him up one side and down the other.
Yep.
And then you walked away from him, and then you picked him back, 10 minutes later or something, you picked him up and you talked to him, and once you calmed down and he calmed down, and but nowadays you can't. I mean, yeah, you can get in a kid and you can rip a kid, but there's different ways to do it these days.
Yeah, and I tell everybody right now, my team is the University of South Florida Bulls. Yeah, we suck. We ain't been good, but hey, that's my team. But I'm gonna be paying close attention to Colorado, because I always like what he did at Jackson State, and I'm gonna say something else. One of my comments about him going to Colorado was, you won't be able to duplicate the Jackson State atmosphere in Colorado. That's got something to do with the school itself. It's just the HBCU atmosphere compared to just regular university atmosphere. That's a different atmosphere. So you won't be able to create that type of atmosphere, but the atmosphere he can create, because it's a bigger stage and you're in a freaking humongous stadium, and you got a lot more, resources at your disposal, can be even better than what he had at Jackson State.
Totally.
3 to 4 years, gentlemen. 3 to 4 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, William Graves.
William come back from the graves.
Yeah.
3 to 4 years, gentlemen.
2 to 3.
Coach Prime, will have a national title in 3 to 4 years. You heard it here first.
So you saying 3 to 4? Okay.
All of you doubters out there, sit down and shut up.
Hey, you
heard
what he said.
I don't even know why you're talking.
Uh-oh.
What have you won recently? Not a damn thing.
Oh.
So you and Paul Feinbaum and Colin Cowherd and Boss Hog Sean Naylor, y'all can go sit down and take a seat. You doubters, sit down and take a seat.
I didn't doubt.
Hey, hold on.
What are you saying?
You're a doubter. You're a doubter.
Oh.
I need to see 1 or 2 more games before I get on. No. You either on or you're off. You either on or you're off.
No.
I tell you what.
I got 1 foot on.
Oh,
I'm Tweedledee dumpling my son John. I got 1 foot on and 1 foot off. Bro, I mean, I'm not riding the hype. And
I'll tell you what. Why don't you just go root for the University of Clemson?
No.
I'm
having Derek play that back. I'm having Derek play back the night that you said, and here it is, boys. Mark my words. Clemson is going to run the table, and they're going to play for a national championship.
And how long ago was that? How long ago was that? Because I sure as hell didn't say that last year.
No, it was this year, before the season started.
When?
When we were doing predictions. We were talking college football a couple weeks ago,
absolutely
and you said
not. Absolutely
Derek, go find it. Derek, go find it.
No.
Derek, go find it.
Not.
It is on the radio. It is on the air.
Boss Hog, you need to quit sipping on that moonshine, all right? Because it's starting to affect your brain. I have never said that Clemson is running the table this year.
Yes,
Clemson,
yes, you did.
No, I would never say that. Most of Clemson's team is a bunch of sophomores and juniors that are getting their first playing time this year. Okay,
and
I would never say that.
Yeah, Derek, you got to go find it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to look for it.
I want you to go find it. I want you to find this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look for it.
Yeah, because I would never say something like that with a team that has a bunch of freshmen and juniors. That's almost like saying Sam Howell is a starting NFL quarterback. It's completely ridiculous.
Oh, well, Sam Howell is a starting NFL quarterback. You'll see Sunday.
So how many picks is he going to get in the first quarter there, buddy?
He ain't going to have any picks.
You know, I noticed that in your fantasy football draft that Sam Howell is somehow still available, and he's not on your team.
Well, I didn't draft my team.
Oh boy!
I didn't draft either of my fantasy
well,
teams.
there's this such thing called waivers. I already put in 2 waivers.
Yeah.
And I got both of mine. So what's your excuse, Boss Hog? What's your excuse?
I don't put in waivers in the first week. I don't put in waivers in the first week.
Oh.
You have a draft for a reason. That's my teams are pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with both my auto drafts.
I have to admit, I'm actually happy with both of mine too. The second one, I actually got the quarterback that I wanted, which I was.
I just wish Derek. Rat droppings leagues that I didn't, so we weren't playing the same schedule.
Hold on, say that again, because you cut out. You said what?
I said I wish you would play with some settings and redo the schedule so we weren't playing the same schedule that we're playing as last year. Because I'd love to have William in week 1.
I don't even know if I could I do that? I would have to do that before. Well, let me check. I'm gonna check and see if I could shuffle the schedule.
If you can, I'd love to have William in week 1.
I got you. I'm finna make it happen. See, if I could do it, I'm finna make it happen. Oh yeah.
Well, you better make it happen by tomorrow night because.
Oh man. Hold on. I'm finna try to see if I can do it.
I mean, William will get to cry and then wipe his tears with the howl towel.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Look. Look. The only thing that's going to keep you. The only thing that's going to keep you guys in that game is your defense.
What? We don't even need to show up defensively against the Cardinals. Give me a break.
Oh, wait, crap. Man, you guys are playing the Cardinals. Never mind. Sam Howell going to have like 700 yards passing and like 7 touchdowns in the first half. Crap, I didn't even realize you guys were playing the Cardinals. Never mind, Boss Hog. Congratulations on your first win, buddy. Man, what a way to open up the year. Oh,
yeah,
man,
right? New ownership. The first sell. Check this out. So I heard this on. I listen to radio out of Washington D.C. every day. To talk about the team and things like that. FedEx Field is sold out for the first time since 2012.
What? Hold on, y'all didn't have a sold out game last year or the last 10 years?
No, we haven't had a sellout for 10 years. Bro.
Even the playoff game. Hold on, have y'all been to the
even the playoff game? Well, the playoff game. Well, that playoff game against the Bucks wasn't sold out. No.
Damn.
Yeah. Man, that's rough, Boss Hog.
Yeah, it is, man.
That's
so we have a sellout for the first time in 10 years. We're under new ownership. We actually have a quarterback. We have a top 10 defense.
That you guys do.
And we're going to play the Cardinals in week 1.
So,
yeah, that's
at home.
That's rough. Gosh, that is so.
And the Arizona Cardinals don't have a defense. The Arizona Cardinals
barely have a team.
The Arizona Cardinals have a rookie head coach who came out this week and said that the Super Bowl loss was his fault.
Wait, huh? Wait, what?
Hold on, say that again. What?
He said that the Eagles losing the Super Bowl to the Chiefs was his fault.
How the fuck?
Hold on. What you mean? How is it his fault?
What?
He was the offensive coordinator.
For the Eagles.
Oh man! Oh.
Wow.
No. That was. How?
Dude, you just lost to the Chiefs, bro. It wasn't like you gave the game away. I mean.
Yeah. What?
Oh my gosh.
And they go and cut a veteran quarterback in Colt McCoy, who probably would have kept the game competitive. Instead,
okay. Well,
they're playing they're playing Josh Dobbs.
Okay. Look, Boss Hog. Look, we might have a difference on opinion on this, but dude, Josh Dobbs is not a bad QB.
I thought Dobbs looked decent.
Josh Dobbs is that Cam Newton, Justin Fields, rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins, Terrell Pryor type quarterback. He's a big-bodied quarterback that can take off and run if he needs to. He is dangerous. And I'm gonna make another bold statement. I know that we talked about this a while ago, Boss Hog, but I think this merits bringing it back up. I think that this might be a warning to Kyler Murray that he needs to straighten his act up.
This ain't a warning to Kyler Murray. Here's what it is. It's a tank job.
So you think they're going to take for Caleb Williams?
100%. Kyler Murray has played his last day. I don't think Kyler Murray has recovered from the knee injury fully, and I think that's why. We know that's why he's on the PUP list. I don't think Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray may not see the field at all this year, and I think that they went and got a player like a Josh Dobbs or starting fifth-round selection Clayton Tune because they want Caleb Williams.
I mean,
that's why they traded. That's why they traded Isaiah Simmons. That's why they traded. They are.
Well, I mean, if they're going to rebuild, I mean, I guess now is the time to rebuild because I mean, even though I don't fully agree with this, but you said that Caleb Williams is a once-in-generation player and everything. If he is that, then if you're going to tank for a QB, then if it's a quote-unquote once-in-a-generation player, then, I mean, that's a guy to tank for. Even though I hate teams that tank, but by the same token, I know it's a fact. I know it's a factor. But my thing is, and I said it to Derek and Carlton. What was it, Derek? Last week, the week before, that honestly, I see Kyler Murray leaving football altogether and going to baseball. And honestly, I think this will happen in 2-3 years, whenever the Athletics move to Las Vegas. I really think that's where Kyler Murray is going to jump ship in the NFL, and he's going to go play baseball.
It wouldn't surprise me if he does.
Well, I mean, so here's the thing. He is going to get around the same type of contract that he has right now with the Cardinals. He will get that with the Las Vegas Athletics, or whatever they're going to call themselves. I've heard like 5 different names and all that. So that remains to be seen. But guys, Kyler Murray, I have to agree with you, Boss Hog. I don't think Kyler Murray sees the field this year. And you know what? I don't like talking down or bad about a professional athlete, but when there is something in your contract that you have to be monitored on the hours you spend playing video games, you're a professional, man. Like that that to me, I'm sorry, that's some eighth or ninth grade BS. When your mommy and daddy come in and tell you to turn off the Nintendo. Okay, but like I said, look, he is a good athlete, and all that. He has all the talent in the world. I have to kind of question his maturity level at this point.
Yeah, 100%. Let's talk about. I'm gonna throw. So season starts tomorrow, right?
Yep.
So we got to do
yes,
our.
Sir.
We got to do our yearly predictions. So let's go division by division and give our division winners. Start
Okay.
with let's start AFC East. Will, who you got?
Buffalo Bills.
Derek?
AFC East. You know what? I'm gonna go with Buffalo, but I really want to pick the Dolphins, but I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
See, I'm kind of in the same boat. I just have a funny feeling about Miami, but
I think
yeah,
we're all three on the same page, though. I think Buffalo wins the division.
Yeah, because you just don't know with Tua's situation, his health.
Man,
you don't know, man.
That's going to be the whole factor for their season this year. And I really hate to say this, but if Tua gets hurt, especially with a concussion, we might see the Miami Dolphins looking for another NFL or another starting quarterback too.
I think they should have been looking for one already. I mean, I don't know why they.
He's one hit away from being done.
Yeah, I mean one more, and that's it. One more, and that's it. He's done. He's done.
Yeah. AFC North.
I got the Bengals.
Oh.
I got the Bengals, man. I still think the Bengals the class of that division.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
AFC North. Yeah, Bengals.
So we're all two divisions. We all in a.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't see. Man, I really don't want to count this team out, but I just don't see Baltimore pulling it together like that.
In the North?
Yeah, I
don't know if. I mean, I think defensively they have what it takes. I just think they're missing something offensively. Yeah, they got Odell. And whatnot, but I just think they're missing something offensively. I'm not sure yet. But I think Cincinnati is the class
I feel the
of that
same way.
AFC South.
Oh, that's easy, Jacksonville.
I'll fight you.
Well, look, it's either going to be Jacksonville or Tennessee, and I think Jacksonville has a slight edge over Tennessee.
I have Tennessee.
I like Jacksonville.
Okay.
I like Jacksonville.
All right, so there's the first division that we have different.
Yep.
AFC West.
Oh, that's easy. Chargers.
I can't say it's easy because
Hold
the
on.
Chiefs are there. The Chiefs are there. You can't count the Chiefs out.
Okay, so I will tell you why I picked the Chargers over the Chiefs. The Chiefs really do not have. They don't have a better running game than what the Chargers do.
I can agree with that. I mean, I like Isaiah Pacheco, but I don't. I do think that the Chargers' running game is better with Austin Eckler.
Yes, and here's the other thing: we don't know how long Travis Kelce is going to be out either.
It's a bone bruise officially, and bone bruises those things suck.
Yes, they do.
Especially in the knee.
Done that.
Yeah, them bone bruises can linger too. They can last a couple months.
Yes,
correct.
They can. And that's what Travis Kelce wound up with today during practice. So you now have Patrick Mahomes' number one target potentially out for at least for maybe I would say if it is something serious, you're looking at a month to a month and a half of Travis Kelce being out.
I think he misses 2 games.
If he misses 2 games, then they will get off lucky. But even with Travis Kelce in the lineup, that's really Mahomes' only real reliable target. While Justin Herbert pretty much has the kitchen sink that he can throw to. And he has the running game. I'm sorry, but if the Chargers stay healthy this year, I think the division is theirs. Because the only competition they really have is going to be Kansas City. Denver is not going to be competition for them. Okay, let's just.
I don't know about that.
Nah, they got Russell. They got a few pieces, but I don't think that they're. I don't think they're there. I really don't.
All right, so Derek, what do you think? Kansas City, San Diego, or one of the other two?
I think I like the Chargers this year, man. They got to pull it. They got to get over the hump.
Okay. All right, so 2 divisions on that side that we disagree on. NFC West.
NFC West, San Francisco.
Easy, San Francisco.
Yeah.
There is no team in the NFC West that is going to be able to match up to them. Not one. If you put a gun to my head and you told me to choose a team that would be the most competition for San Francisco, I would say it would be Seattle.
I agree.
But the Rams, no, that's not happening. And the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay, we already talked about them. We don't need to spend any more time on that. NFC East.
NFC East? Oh, Boss Hog, you're really going to hate this. Boss Hog, before I say this, I want you to know that you're my boy. We're like brothers, right? And sometimes
now
brothers get mad.
The NFC East has not had a repeat champion in 20-some years. 15 years or something like that. So
that's what.
Tread carefully.
Oh man, oh boy.
Are you about to say it's going to happen again? That there won't be a repeat in the NFC East?
Yes, I am. I very much am.
You're saying Dallas. You're saying Dallas is going to win the East?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Boss Hog, I hope I'm wrong on this one. If there is any position that I hope I'm wrong on, honestly, I hope Sam Howell comes out and proves me to be completely wrong. And
I think it's going to be one of the most competitive divisions that we're going to see.
I think it's going to be a three-way race. I think it's going to be between Dallas, Washington, and Philadelphia.
I think the Giants could be in there.
No.
I think all four
absolutely.
all four teams have a chance. I think all four teams have a chance.
They are a what? Boss Hog, the Giants are a one-trick pony, and after this year, that pony might be going elsewhere. Then the Giants are going to implode. The entire Giants offense depends on Saquon Barkley. If Barkley is not on the field, or if Barkley is not a factor, not happening. And yes, I know they have Darren Waller. Yeah, he's a good tight end. I like him. But if Saquon is not on the field, that play action pass that Daniel Jones loves to do, that's not going to be a factor. Because nobody is going to take the backup running back as a serious threat as Saquon Barkley.
Derek, what about you?
What division we on now?
The NFC East.
East.
Williams says Dallas.
So you got Dallas, Eagles. I got Eagles.
I think I got to go with the Eagles as well. I think they're going to be the first repeat champion, and they're the last team to repeat as champions in the NFC East, and I think they'll do it again.
I hope you guys are right. I really do.
NFC North.
Minnesota Vikings.
Detroit Lions.
Whoa.
I'm with you, Derek. Detroit Lions.
Oh, Detroit going to make some noise this year.
Detroit.
Don't sleep on them. They might win tomorrow night.
Hey, look. If that turns out to be the case, I will not be mad. I am a huge fan of Dan Campbell. That dude. If Bill Cowher and Mike Ditka had a baby, it would be Dan Campbell.
I like that. NFC South.
This is gonna hurt.
Yep.
I'm taking the Saints. Man.
I'm taking that team that is in Louisiana that has gold helmets. They play in a dome. They have an S in their name. They have an A in their name, an I in their name, an N in their name, and a T in their name.
And another S.
Hey, now I see. Go ahead, boss.
I'm gonna want you guys to make sure you're sitting down for this.
I know he finna do it. He finna do it. I already know.
Yeah,
He finna
he
do
is. This dude.
I want you to make sure you're sitting down for this, because I'm about to shock y'all. The NFC South will be won by the Atlanta Falcons.
I knew it. I knew it because I heard somebody.
Yep.
I heard somebody else.
Yep.
I heard somebody else. Yesterday they were doing their divisional picks, and they picked Atlanta. It was somebody, I think, on the NFL Network. I can't remember who exactly it was, but they picked the Falcons, and I was like, really? The Falcons? Now to be fair, we won the division last season at 8-9. The rest of the division was 7-9. Or 7 and hold on. Did I get that right? 8-9. And the rest of the division was 7 and 10. Yeah, 7 and 10. Yeah. That's 17 games just throwing me off still. Yeah, so I mean 7 and 10 to 8-9 is not that. I mean, that's one game.
Yep. And here's the thing.
Here's the thing, and we'll talk about. We'll throw our coach of the year and everything else out there too. We've got about 5 minutes before I drop you guys, like I always do when I pull into the neighborhood for some reason. But
the whole neighborhood on dial up.
But no, I think the Falcons got something. I mean, Arthur Smith is working. The Falcons are going to have a solid defense. The Falcons are going to have a very, very good defense. The question mark is going to be whether or not they're going to have a phenomenal running game with Bijan Robinson. They're going to have a great running game. The question mark is going to be if Ritter can stay healthy and if he can play NFL level.
There you go. And that was what I was just about to say. That is their biggest question mark is Desmond Ritter. Now, don't get me wrong. Ritter in college, when he was there at Cincinnati, look, dude was one of the best on the field. Okay, I'm not taking anything away from him, but the QB scenario is the only reason that I give the advantage to that other team.
You talk about that team like I talk about the team in blue.
Yeah, well, I refuse to say their name.
Yeah, sometimes I do too. So here's a little tidbit of information for you guys.
Okay.
The Dallas Cowboys will not make the playoffs.
I saw that too. Somebody on the NFL Network had Dallas not making the playoffs.
The Dallas Cowboys will not make the playoffs.
Dallas Cowboys don't make the playoffs.
And
Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott are looking for new jobs.
And unless Dak Prescott renegotiates his contract, the starting quarterback in 2024 will be Trey Lance.
I can see that. I absolutely could.
Dak Prescott counts against the Dallas Cowboys salary cap in 2024 at $59 million.
Dang.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh. Let me ask you something. I'm just throwing this out there. Cowboys don't make the playoffs, right? And they've looked for a trade partner for Dak Prescott. Would the Arizona Cardinals bite?
I don't think so. Simply given the fact of what they gave Kyler Murray and the guaranteed money that they gave Kyler Murray on this latest contract, I don't think.
Yeah. Okay.
They would bite.
Makes sense.
Which is why they're tanking for Caleb Williams, because then you get Caleb Williams on a rookie deal, and he's a lot cheaper. So no, I don't think. Honestly, it's going to be hard to get rid of that contract. Period. He's going to have to do some sort of renegotiating on that contract. Especially because he's not proven the contract. He's not.
No.
He hasn't proven the contract, and I laughed at the contract when Dallas gave it to him.
Well, but see, here's the thing, Boss Hog. Dallas has gotten to the playoffs a couple of times, and in the playoffs they've fallen apart time and time again. And and the only reason I picked Dallas to win the NFC East is because really and honestly they have no excuse not to.
Sure they do. They got every excuse not to.
Yeah, I mean, what would that be?
Dak isn't a good quarterback. Their defense isn't that solid. I mean, you have Trayvon Diggs, and that's about it. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be able to get to the
Well, they also have
the quarterback the way they have before. They don't have their offensive line is a huge question mark. It's not the offensive line that they had when they had Tony Romo and they had, those guys running the football. They don't have that offensive line anymore. Their offensive line is a huge, huge question mark. So sure, there's all kinds of doubt that they could miss the playoffs. All kinds of doubt. And so you've got to, you take that into consideration.
I mean, yeah, I guess when you're putting it that way, I guess they do have excuses. I don't know. I just think that with everything that they've gone through and all that getting Dak what he needs and everything, that there really should be no excuse for Dallas to get to the playoffs. I mean, yeah, we talk about question marks and everything, but I mean, again, you gave your quarterback all this money, and he hasn't lived up to it.
Yeah.
I guess we lost Boss Hog.
Yeah,
so,
he probably pulled up at his house.
Yeah.
When he pull up in his neighborhood, he get that net zero.
Yeah. So, Debo, who do you think gets Coach of the Year?
Yeah, go ahead, William. What you got?
Me?
Yeah.
Honestly, if this team does like what you guys think they do, and they win the division, I think Coach of the Year goes to Dan Campbell.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. If they pull that off and win the division, yeah, you can pretty much, get that Coach of the Year to Dan Campbell. Yeah.
Well, you know the thing is, and Debo, me and you, we talked about this a few different times. The moves that Dan Campbell was making after he got there, and me and you, I remember this conversation and everything, be because we kind of had it off to the side, but we said that Dan Campbell is building something there in Detroit, and if I'm not mistaken, we both gave him three maybe 4 years, and Detroit was going to be a contender, and and now we're essentially talking about Detroit being a contender. I mean, Dan Campbell has done his homework and has done his job. Like I said, yes, I picked Minnesota because I think Minnesota is the better team. But if Detroit comes out of nowhere and they take the division, props to them. Because, man, when was the last time Detroit was in the playoffs?
Ooh, man. Maybe like mid 2000s. Somewhere in that.
Yeah. Okay. So it's been a minute.
Yeah, I would say mid 2000s. It's about a good amount. Mm-hmm. What you think?
Well,
who is it? The defensive player of the year.
Defensive player of the year. Honestly, I think it very well could be Nick Bosa. I really do. If I had to say a second guy, man, I
Tough one.
it is. Oh man. Um yeah, Debo, I got nothing for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough decision. You got a lot of A lot of players to choose from.
What about you, Debo? Who do you see that might come out and be the defensive player of the year?
Defensive player of the year. I got. Let's see, I'm gonna go out on a limb because I really like this player, Warner, linebacker from San Fran, or it's gonna be what's that cornerback from the Jets.
See that's the guy I was kind of thinking of, but I couldn't think of his name.
Yep, that'll be mine. Well, my first, two choices. Okay, so offensive.
The offensive player of the year. I actually think it's going to be Austin Eckler.
Okay, that's not a bad choice.
I think that injury last year to Eckler, I think Eckler is going to come back with a chip on his shoulder, and man, I think the Chargers are going to they're going to ruin a lot of people's dreams this year.
Yeah, I mean, it was close to ruining some last season. Just couldn't hang on, at the end of games.
Well, but I mean, you got to look at it, man. There was no time during that year that I can think of where the entire starting offense and defense was all healthy. When the defense was looking good, the offense was hurt. When the offense was looking good, the defense was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Man, but yeah, no, I think Austin Eckler, I think the man that's going to run with a purpose this year, and and I think it's going to open a lot of people's eyes. Now, if you want me to possibly name a second person, then honestly, I think it could be Tyreek Hill in Miami. I think that dude is pumped and primed. One of the best receivers in the entire league is on a roster that is filled with good receivers that you have to account for every one of them. And I think that could open him up. But no, I'm going to stick with my guy Austin Eckler.
Okay, Eckler. That was the name that I was, looking at. Let's see, offense.
Now you were talking about a somebody else. I told you there was a guy on the Jets, and I couldn't think of his name and everything, but I just looked it up, and that's Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
I think he could be in the running to be Defensive Player of the Year also.
Yeah. Yeah, Sauce is a good pick. Yeah, Sauce not bad. I think he's maybe a year or so away from his dominance, but
By the way, Debo, wanted to kind of go back a little bit and kind of comment on what you was saying about Coach Prime and everything in Colorado. And Debo, you pretty much hit everything on the head with Deion Sanders. The man is revolutionizing coaching because, like you said, he has found this line where he can be himself, but he also has commanded that discipline from his team. And you kind of commented on something about how that team moved. And I agree with you, Debo, that was like a well-oiled robotic machine when they were out there. I'll be honest with you, Debo. Colorado this year is probably going to be my guilty pleasure team. I will always be an Auburn Tiger. But yeah, man, dude, I'm gonna be keeping an eye on Colorado. Deion is building something there, and like I said, 3 to 4 years, he'll have a national title.
yeah. And that's just the way I feel. A lot of what my thoughts that I had a lot to do with just how the team moved, not necessarily the end result of the play or the end result more than just the how they moved, the discipline that they had was something that you normally don't see that quickly out of a team that basically overhauled that school roster, 80 plus new players. So you got to be stern. You got to be, on point. And they had it all in that first quarter. After that, I said it's going to be a close game because there was no way, you talk about Colorado not stopping TCU, but TCU didn't have an answer for Colorado either.
Yeah. No. I don't think that people realize the amount of commitment that it took on both sides of the ball. And what I mean by that is both players and coaches to for them to go out and beat TCU. And now everybody, they're like, why are you getting so hyped up over one game? Well, first and foremost, they were a 24-point underdog. Number two, TCU just a couple of months ago was playing in the national title game against Georgia. Yes, they lost, but they were still there. And the other thing is, the reason that me and Derek are making a big deal about this is because, plain, pure, and simple, people are not giving Deion Sanders the credit that he is due for what he has been able to accomplish as a head coach. What he accomplished in Jackson State, that was awesome. But what did these writers say? Oh well, it's a lower grade school. Almost anybody can do that. Now, my question is, what are they going to say if Deion duplicates that success this year in Colorado? What's gonna be their excuse then?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm getting tired of people downplaying somebody's success. And you know what? Like Deion said in his post game comments, he kept receipts.
Yep.
The man has kept receipts. You don't think he's going to remember all these doubters? Paul Feinbaum, Dan Mullins, that dude from Dallas that claims he doesn't know what Deion is talking about? Yeah, I bet you don't. Because I'm pretty sure that somebody somewhere is going to dig up this little article that you probably wrote talking about Deion is going to fall flat on his face in Colorado. I'm just curious. How many of these writers, Derek, do you think are going to retract their statement if he succeeds?
Yeah. Yeah, man, it should be interesting. And, we got them again this weekend. We'll be checking out plenty games this weekend on the college schedule. And then tomorrow night is the first opening night for the NFL. So you have that. And then Friday, I don't think there's anything going on Friday except for baseball. But Saturday, hey, it's football Saturday, football Sunday for the next 6 months. So,
yes, sir.
Should be a good season. And Rat Pack will be there the whole stretch of the way. As I said earlier, well, not earlier, but few months back, I'm coaching high school basketball now, so in between our shows, there may be a few Wednesday nights that we don't have a show because obviously I'll be coaching in the game. So hopefully that doesn't happen too much. But if it does, if we don't have a show, that is the reason why. But during the season, we usually don't miss a whole lot. We catch it. So, that was. I just saw something that kind of threw me off here real quick. But Yeah, but I'll be coaching, so on those nights, maybe I could get William and a couple of other guys, and just key them in when they call, and then you can still have the show. Just won't be no commercial breaks, and you'll be going straight through. So we'll see.
Yes, sir. Well, Derek, I just want you to know that, look, if for whatever reason on Wednesday nights, whatever Wednesday it is, that we don't have a show, look, man, you're doing something special. You're doing something good down there and everything like that, and we got your back 100%.
Hey, appreciate it, man. I know y'all, it's been a nice little adjustment. Things, now that school started back, things going better, getting good turnout for these, voluntary workouts. So that's always a plus. And I already know. I already know where my support coming from. And I know y'all guys going to be, tuning in and, rooting for the boy, old boy. So,
but I got a question for you, Derek.
Yeah.
Do you have receipts?
Yeah, I got some. Oh yeah.
You got some? Okay.
Yeah, I got some. Not as much as Prime.
Coach Prime?
Coach Prime, but I got some.
But, okay. Just promise me one thing. When it's time to cash those receipts in, you don't hesitate. You cash them in.
Yep. Well, man, like I said, this today's show was a little late. I had some stuff I had to do, but normally we'll be, on from 8:15 to 11, and though we'll be there, but we at the end here for the night, and we got a game tomorrow to check out. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes peeled on the Facebook page, because there more than likely will be something we're going to do new for the football season. So we have our show. We do that always. But we're going to add a little bit of a touch to the social media ranks. And we're going to do I ain't going to say skits almost, but little short videos, maybe talking about game of the week. We'll be doing it on, Saturdays as well, for maybe game of the week for college, NFL game of the week, maybe... Monday night. These won't be that long. They'll probably be between 10, 5 to 15 minutes. Just a little video conversation with the Rat Pack on, the top games for that day, or maybe we get some breaking news. It's not Wednesday night, so we can't really go on air, on the station, but we can go live on, Facebook. So you see how it's going to work tomorrow before the Thursday night game. We'll try to hook something up for you guys on, Facebook, with a little quick video conversation, just talking about the game, matchups or whatnot, and just, keep people, tuned in and stuff, till we get to the next day. Whether it's Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, these can happen at any time. So I like the flexibility with that. But as always, man, appreciate Boss Hall for calling in. He was waiting anxiously because he actually called before I got a chance to finish the show intro. That's not normally like Boss Hall, but he would call, so appreciate him calling in. As always, William, man, it's always good to have you call in. My man came in with a little chip on the shows today. Y'all better stop messing around with William.
They ain't messing with me. They messing with Coach Prime. I'm just trying to tell them how the world works. Coach Prime done already told you guys he got receipts.
Yep, you sure did. You sure did.
And you all still playing around. Okay, you keep on playing around. That's all I gotta say. Keep on playing around. Keep on downing this man.
All right. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here tonight. We'll be back Sunday night, same place, different time, 9 p.m. And we'll have a lot of college to talk about, and we'll have a lot of NFL to talk about by the time we get to Sunday. So for myself, everybody at the Rat Pack, left field correspondent Tara, my man Nicholas Lane, a.k.a. Nicky Buckets, Boss Hog, William Graves, myself. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. But it is time for us to go, and we will see y'all on the flippity flip. This is the Rat Pack Sports Show. Man, we signing out for now.